Hello and welcome to day 27 of Yoga for Singers. Let's talk about the nervous system and singing. I'm sure we've all experienced a level of anxiety on the way to a performance or even starting rehearsals for the first time. And there's a multitude of ways of helping our body realize that there isn't a fight or flight response needed for the situation at hand. We can do things like listening to our self-talk, writing down the things we're saying to ourselves, whether that be in the days leading up to a performance or even in the performance itself. What do we say to ourselves just before the big note? And if that tends to be a negative, can we flip it around and basically write ourselves a script to feed in some positive affirmations as we move towards a performance or as we sing our repertoire? There are things like creating routines, starting to know yourself. What do you need in the lead up to a performance? As we know, anxiety can start days, hours, it can start before the actual performance. So to understand our bodies and what we need can be really vital in creating a routine where the body can start to settle in and become triggered into a relaxation state rather than a heightened state. We can stay hydrated, have lots of fluids, eat healthy, and make sure we're prepared. The more prepared we are, that can take away a lot of anxiety. So learn your material, get really comfortable with what you're going to be doing, and that can help. Just that one action can really help any anxieties that come up. I want to talk today about a way to orient the body into a place where the body starts to understand that protection doesn't need to happen so as much as it can. I did an amazing course with a woman called Helena Walsh, and I will put her details below. Her course that she did was inspired by organic intelligence, and I'll put a few things of them underneath in the description as well. And it was fascinating to watch her work with actors and watch their capacity grow for the types of emotions they were able to allow to come to the fore just by orienting themselves into a calmer, more peaceful state. And it got me thinking about how we can do this in singing. And it's really interesting. If you come into your practice room and you're singing through, and I'm not talking about practicing little sections, some moments that you're trying to get right technically. When you're at the stage with a song where you're trying to emote through the song, it's interesting to watch how our body responds. If the song is a very heightened emotional song or deals with emotions that are, not necessarily love, maybe more painful, maybe more dramatic, a lot of times we sort of finish the song, we might reflect a little bit, we might go back and sing it again, we might chastise ourselves for singing a small section wrong. We could do many things. But what I've not done much until I met Helena Walsh was to take stock and reorient myself into a place of calmness. And what that does is it allows the body that is having a very real response to the information it's getting. It's getting an information that the song has we've lost a loved one, or we're grieving in some way, we're worrying about something, we're angry about something. The body's getting all of that information and is rushing to help us in that situation. And if we finish the song and just leave ourselves out to dry, it's not very good for our nervous system. And actually taking ourselves back into an oriented, safer space really builds our capacity for how deep our body will allow us to go, because it's starting to realize that we'll bring it back. It's just play. We're going to dip into these emotions, and then we're going to orient back out of the emotions and remind ourselves that we're just in this room, at this piano, wearing this jumper, with the sun shining through the window, and we're okay and we're safe. And it's a really interesting activity exercise to do. As I said, I will put Helena Walsh's courses in the description. I will also link to some organic intelligence OI information. And tomorrow on the mat, we are going to do a little orientation meditation. What that basically does is it just orients you to the space that you're in right now. I find it's really interesting to do that before you practice sort of the character of your song, and also a variation of it to bring yourself back out of quite a heavy emotional moment of the song, to bring yourself back to a calmer resting place. It's food for thought, and I will see you on the mat and we will go through it together tomorrow.